Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Just Keys, back with a brand new video, and today I'm diving into my spoiler review of episode 2 of Netflix's Avatar The Last Airbender. Alright folks, it's time to talk about episode 2 of the live action series of Avatar The Last Airbender, appropriately titled Warriors. Episode 2 adapts the Warriors of Kyoshi episode from the series with the introduction of Suki. Now, I just want to say that the actress who played Suki here, Maria Zhang, is absolutely wonderful here, and hopefully we get a season 2 so we can see her return in the role. Suki is pretty much the same brave, cunning warrior here, except there's an added element where Kyoshi Island has stayed out of the war and kept to themselves, so she feels sheltered and cut off from the world. One thing that I thought could have been done better was how they portrayed her relationship with Sokka. Suki is immediately infatuated with him, and they have these awkward moments. One where she basically stares him down as he's washing up shirtless. Sokka also awkwardly tries to flirt with her by talking about how they're both warriors, and it's just something that could have been written better. I feel like they could have kept Sokka being surprised at the fact that women can also be warriors from the show here. I said in my episode 1 review that Sokka still has this sexism, which I want to say isn't a big part of his character and gets resolved in episode 4 of the animated series. It's still there in the show, it's just in a different form, and it's more in how he treats Katara, but none of it comes into play in this episode. I'd also like to say here that the introduction of the Kyoshi Warriors is a bit rushed, and in the cartoon, they basically sneak up on the gang and just stealthily capture them. Here they basically ambush them, and it's not stealthy at all. So I feel like that's something they could have done better since these are supposed to be like great warriors. So in the cartoon series, the leader of Kyoshi Village, or who I assume to be the leader, is this elderly old man who kind of runs things, and I think they call him the mayor of the village, if I remember correctly. But anyways, he's not a character in the live action version. Instead, the village leader is Suki's mom, who wasn't a character in the show. So that's just one thing they changed from the show into live action, and it's alright. The actress who plays Suki's mom is really good in the role and everything, and um has really good chemistry with Maria Zhang, who plays Suki. So they have some great moments, and they show some little small moments which I thought were done really well. The whole reason Aang goes to the island is so he can find a way to contact Kyoshi and learn about being the Avatar. Suki's mother, whose concern is that by him and his friends being there will cause danger to befall their town, but she agrees and Aang is allowed to use their temple to learn about Kyoshi. This is where he learns he can spiritually connect with his past lives if he is in their temple, and here he does so with Kyoshi. Now, talking about Aang connecting to his past lives in the temples, I feel like is an alright addition here. And I did enjoy two of the portrayals of the past avatars in the show, one being Kyoshi here. I feel like having Aang only be able to contact one of his past lives only at the shrine kind of diminishes his power as the avatar. We're also given the gang's main mission this season, as Kyoshi gives Aang a vision of the Northern War tribe being attacked, and he learns another race of benders face extinction. I don't mind this change all that much because they already stated that Sosa's Comet wasn't going to play a big role in the season besides the attack on the airbenders and stuff, and a little something towards the end of the season. Um, uh, so they really needed to give them more of a reason to be heading towards the Northern War tribe. But I feel like it could have been introduced in a later episode, and I'll come back to this when I review that episode. An important aspect they introduced in this episode is Katara's waterbending scroll. Instead of her stealing it from a group of pirates, here in the live action version, it's actually a sort of going away gift that her grand leaves for her in her travel bag. I really love the way they portrayed Katara practicing her waterbending and her interactions with Aang during those moments throughout the show. However, I do agree with a lot of people that it would have been nice to see Aang waterbend as well in this first season, and hopefully that's something that we can get to see in season 2 if we get it. Zuko's storyline basically has him tracking for sightings of Aang, and he tries to do this without anyone finding out what or who he's actually after. Here we get our first introduction to Zhao, and I'm kind of torn on his portrayal. I, for one, think Jason Isaacs did a phenomenal job perfectly in the cartoon. There, Zhao has such an authoritative presence and feels like a big player in the scheme of things. Here, he's more of a small commander and no one of like real importance until Zuko comes into his path and he learns of the Avatar. Now, the actor that plays him, Ken Long, is great, and he was in my favorite show, Lost, and I loved him as Miles in that. And he has some great moments as Zhao, but for me, there are a lot of hit or miss, and just this Zhao didn't have that fire to him that the cartoon version did. Alright, so all in all, alright episode, not as good as the first one, but still has some little fun moments in it. So this one I'm gonna give a 7 out of 10. Like I said, still needs some improvement, and they could work on a lot of things. Um, the dialogue for the show was not one of their strong suits, and want them to improve that in season 2. Um, don't just tell us, show us, please. So, hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Love you guys.